Nigerians and lovers of progressive development to the Grand National Solidarity Thank You Rally in honor of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and Aliko Dangote for giving Nigeria 650,000 capacity refinery. Date Wednesday, November 12th, 2025. Venue entrance of the Lagos State House of Assembly by JGT Park, Alausa, Ikeja, Lagos. Time 11 a.m. prompt. Dress code white t-shirt and jean trousers. This event shall feature joint presentation of the letter of demand to the Executive Governor of Lagos State, Mr. Babajide Olusola Sanwo-Olu, and the Speaker, Lagos State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Mudashiru Obasa, for onward consideration by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR. Let's support this renewed hope agenda. Host, Are Barrister Oladoto Azan. Convener. For more information, please call 080-3393-1229 or visit www.yorubacouncil.org.
Many thanks for staying tuned. It's still the conversation here on Lagos Television. We told you before that break that this morning, of course, our first conversation will be here. And today we're taking a look at national security and sectional interest. We all know that security is about, especially national security, is about keeping every citizen of a country safe and secure. And but a country as diverse as Nigeria, we do know that ethnic issues, religious issues, and other issues play pivotal role. But what do we need to do as concerned citizens at ensuring that we hold government more accountable to the security of every life in the country? And again, how do we grapple with issues around sectional interest in a country such as ours? We do have a guest in-house who'll be taking a look at all of these with us on the program today. Oladoto Hassan is a lawyer as well as the president Yoruba Council Worldwide. He's on the conversation this morning. Thank you so much for being here today.
Well, good morning. It's a pleasure to be on the program. Thank you.
Let's start this way. Oftentimes, we all know what national security should be about, but again, we see things from different perspectives. You are a lawyer, and of course, you represent the Yoruba people on the program today. So, if we say national security, what exactly are we talking about?
Well, national security is more of everyone's concern, everyone being conscious of their safety. The immediate community makes up a society. That society makes up a state. The state makes up the region makes up a nation. And when we now aggregate everything together, we begin to talk about the nucleus of how much is our security being fragmented together, and the need for unity, the need for consolidation, the need for cultural understanding, the need for the economic survival as well, because without peace there cannot be development.
Right.
So security is the opium of any nation to strive, and democracy itself rests on national security. So it could be a situation that Nigeria as a state, now we've been through so many elements, and our element crisscross even from our pre-colonial days till date. We've not really had that strong root secured nationhood, and this is as a result of the lack of unity, lack of coherence in governance, lack of leadership to serve the people at the detriment of so many things that are bedeviled in terms of corruption.
Yeah.
So all these culminated together that lead to what conversation are we now saying every day. Today we have been inundated with fear of coup recently, and in the sub-Saharan Africa, coup have ravaged almost 40% of nations around sub-Saharan Africa, especially the western region. So it's a dangerous moment that we are in. So it requires a government that is conscious, and that's why I want to admonish the president. He's really not resting his horse, and it only takes a leader to be able to preserve a nation, considering how he even came to power. He came to power on the premise of ethnic rivalry, religious animosity, and this on its own have its own role, but is leading beyond those retrogressive tendencies. And to us, what do we admonish and see in?
Sorry, let me hold your thoughts on, Mr. President, because we'll still come to some of the roles and responsibility as the father of the nation, as the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. But again, let's just lay the angle to this conversation. I'm glad the way you've taken issues around national security, and that it is the responsibility of everybody. Just to stay on that will be the fact that where you started from was that national security is the responsibility of everybody. But as Nigerians, do we really understand that issues of security, safety starts and ends on the bulk of everybody and not really on the table of the president like we all will assume?
Well, the problem is about the orientation and patriotism, which we've really lost the ideology of patriotism. Society no longer talk about collective responsibility. Everyone is more concerned of their selfish or self-centeredness. Even ethnic-wise, you see people talking about we are Igbos, we are being change. Any argument will be, even on the social media, the kind of war and tone in the social media today, go on X, go on everywhere, is more or less like a tug of war. And this attrition are what culminate to civil war. No civil war ever comes from just a dining table of tea break. No, it comes from heated argument, unending quarrels. And how do we move up to understand that, yes, we need to get it right? The need to really get it right starts from the education, starts from the home. Within our curricula, we've lost total reference to seeing the fact that security ought to be one of the subjects that ought to be taught from the primary to secondary, even to tertiary learning. Not until when you get to your NYSC level, you now go through all paramilitary training, and all you shout is hey ho ha, and nothing more to consciously build you and to elevate you to say, okay, you know much about the law, you know much about the consequence of your actions, you can read in between to understand what is insecurity and how do you curb insecurity, what are the symptoms that grow insecurity, drug abuse, prostitution, internet fraud, all these things, an amalgam of deficiency that affects the state. So, and the society itself, we are not coalesced together to understand the fact that from cultural background of the people, religious differences, political animosity, that is the most dangerous. So all these are very bad symptoms of insecurity.
Right.
And in addressing it, just as rightly said, the curriculum must change. The message of the altar in churches and mosques must change. What people, government at all levels must drive home security as their primary priority responsibility. So, and talking about that, we must resolve security from the local level, and that's where community policing strategy and every other opinions, policies have been developed. But not just those policies that matter. The implementation is the critical issue, and I believe strongly this conversation, as we move on, we'll get to those angles so that we can
look at them. Jibola.
Okay, earlier Abimbola mentioned the fact that Nigeria is a very complex country. When you look at the diverse religion, political affiliations and religious affiliations that we have, but then it is what it is, and we are at a very dangerous period in our history. So how do we manage all these complexities in such a way that national unity, national development is not fractured or affected?
Well, in managing the crisis, it requires a bold mind. If you are not ready to speak the truth to power, then those are the ends of our government who are not ready to listen. whereby freedom of press is guaranteed, whereby people don't even make seditious statement at the heel of wanting to say that they have fundamental right to freedom of expression. The lack of knowledge of some certain things that have led to excesses in the recent times. And from my own organization, Yoruba Council Worldwide, I also sit as the Secretary General of Nigeria Ethnic Nationalities Forum, and that means that I have more further and bigger responsibility to look beyond my region. And with that experience alone, I've seen through the psyche of how people reason in terms of their fears to little things. So, but the whole affair itself requires a better understanding of the society. We are in a current society whereby anyone can just go on here and say Mr. President is most corrupt, and the DSM will so remove that statement and the person will still insist. Well, that is insecurity of the highest order. You cannot gag a nation that is democratic. Those things are undemocratic. And each time you counter it, some people will say, oh, because you are the pro-president and you want to do this, or you're looking for political relevance. And that is not the situation. The situation is that if the house is destroyed, it will affect each and every one of us. Countries going into war today have ever regretted making those decisions to fire the first shot. It's easier to proclaim whatever you wish to do, but it's not easy to quell a burning flame. And that's where we've been able to addressing so many national issues in the recent times. Our organization has been at the forefront of ensuring through the coalition of Southern Group, which I equally head, in the recent protests that were to equally cause some necessary quagmire as a result of the Nnamdi Kanu schemes in Abuja. We needed to react because that was already going anti-government. It's already a spiral effect that, oh, Yoruba versus Igbo. It is already claiming unnecessary chaos. So we need to react, shut into the government, letting them know that this is unlawful. You cannot be in a matter before a court of competent jurisdiction, and your lawyers are on the forefront of protest, and the same accused is equally writing the government of America, whereby we know that the precarious times we are, that the American government are saying making inflammatory statement to seeing that, oh, we are coming to fight insurgency. Yes, insurgency, terrorism is what the president is fighting on. Insurgency is one of the things that General Lagbaja fought and died on the course of fighting. Maybe you are not aware. These are not mere issues that we just flippantly raise and we just like close it. Right. We need to be very conscious of it. We are currently having economic insecurity, economic sabotage. We are not aware of the fact that a thriving nation can only survive if its economic base is well strong. Right. But whereby people sabotage on the heel of their selfish interest, you see in the oil and gas sector, people that ought to be union leaders are the ones that are bringers of crisis, using their position illicitly as president, as local leader.
All these are diversities. Shouldn't it be our strength?
It is none of what will make up a strength is how much conversation are we having.
At what level?
Listen, at every level. So the government at all ends must equally create a room for conversation. The media is the only one doing a lot of the good job, and it is not enough. People want to listen to the government. Right. The way and manner sometimes, I want to beg to do that, the way and manner some government officials are too overzealous to even post something on X, something that are more inimical. No matter how your master wants to be, you want to pat him in the back or to praise him, you have to be conscious of reality. Some government officials are not conscious of the reality. They are overwhelmed by the euphoria of their offices. Right. They are even more carrying their offices more than their name. So this is an anomaly. So I'm only trying to raise that we have economic insecurity, we have social insecurity, we have religious insecurity, we have education insecurity. Go to education sector today. JAMB just released that people forged results in JAMB to even gain admission. The JAMB centers are more like a makeshift for you to just go in and just prepare and just pass. So this is another element. So the nation need to give better orientation. I was discussing recently with the DG of National Orientation Agency. I told him, if we don't begin to pass our message in the various languages of all Nigeria, don't think English is the only way of communication. Okay. People need to listen. You cannot go to Chinese and you expect to speak in English. They want to get their message directly in the tone of that speech, because we can say this in this manner and it interpret another thing in another space. Right. So we must begin to unite together. And in uniting together, you must be able to position yourself rightly. And that's why I always still reiterate that currently the president is trying. The governors need to do more. It took Mr. President to take governors to Supreme Court to interpret their local government autonomy to them. Is that government? So there are a lot of issues.
What you just mentioned now, we still talked about it today, that again, some of the times we approach some of these things where it's been over a year, and that particular case you mentioned is still not being implemented as it should be. I'm sure that's another conversation entirely.
Because they requested for extension, and that extension have even lapsed, and they are still enjoying it.
We're not there yet. Now let's come back to the conversation we have at the moment, taking a look at national security. And I like the fact that we've established here that the issues that we have should actually strengthen us rather than continue to divide us on all fronts. And we continue to see this division daily, of course, on political lines, on ethnicity, religious lines, and also on sectional lines. But again, all of these divisions, how have they weakened our national unity and trust in our security agencies?
The only thing that makes us conscious in this country is football. That is what we want. That's the only thing that unites us. Go and check religion. Our churches don't even unite us. Our mosques don't even unite us. Our traditional religion don't even unite us. The kind of messages everyone pass, our message of prosperity and self-interest, and what inclined to impoverish the mind of the people. Impoverish does not mean you don't have money. You can be mentally and morally impoverished. So it's about what is being passed. So what could have united us beyond football is our democracy. But the problem is that go and check every election day. Elections, there is animosity of people even going to express their franchise rights. You bet them and you give them money before they can even express. That is what should even unite us more. But when it comes to election, people need to vote according to their conscience. But nowadays, there's no orientation to even letting you know that what is the purpose of this democracy you are voting for. People don't know. They don't even understand the kind of system we are running. They only see election as a ritual to come in, perform, and after that ritual of election, you don't feel what connects you to that purpose. So until there's purposeful leadership, and that's why one of the critical areas the government is doing, I'm not a spokesperson of the government, but I'm a good watcher of government. The government is currently wanting to bring up our database together now to say that through your data, yes, you can harmonize your family, you can have connect. Through your data, the government can connect all of us. But what I want to inform the NIMC is that those data in their care, proper messages can be passed on our phone every day to letting us know how patriotic we need to be. To letting us know the consciousness of why we should not promote brigandage or anything that will bring about brimstone on a nation. The need for us to know the consequence of actions of nations that have failed to listen to themselves. Recently, we've seen a lot of results of nations that are not listening to themselves. And no amount of artillery, no amount of your military might can hold the whole nation there. No amount. So the only way, and I always say it, when I always follow one of my great mentor, Ambassador Shola, he will say, no nation can accommodate Nigeria as refugee. We are too big than Togo, Ghana for us to now carelessly If we carelessly break ourselves into faction, you cannot go to Cameroon, they bring us back. You cannot go to Ghana, they pursue us. So no nation is ready. So the only thing we need to do is to absorb, endure, and coalesce ourselves and unite our minds together. Now let's now be purposeful. What are we uniting on? If we need to unite on development, there must be something critical on the table. If the government is saying, okay, this is where we are going, all hands must be on deck. The head cannot be working while all the ladders from that head to the grassroots are all corrupt individuals. It will impede the development. It will not even show forth the sweat of the chicken that is sweating.
Okay, I'm sure you will refer to the 2023 elections, wherein it was all about religion, ethnicity, where are you from, and then it played out so well that we were almost fighting and of course attacking each other. So as we look forward to 2027 now, how do we begin to change the narrative in such a way that both the government and the governed will be looking at things in the same direction in the interest of our national security?
Well, it is more about the personality, because we don't we worship personality in this country. We've not grown to that level of institutional democracy. It's all about institutional. You and I will always know that as you are entering this place, you know where you are to start, you know where really we get to bus stop, you know where really we get to government establishment. But people go into government, a whole lot go into government because of what they can earn from the government, not what they want to put in to do for the betterment. And that's where the problem lies. I've said it earlier. We need more education curriculum to be changed to teach security, patriotism. We know we have moral instruction, but enough of, maybe they have to build in digital education into schools curriculum now. Learnings are more done on TV or what you watch in order to rest more in your knowledge. They should, in developed countries now, they go more in teaching of what is transmissible to the people. So from that level, education is key. What will bring the government close to the people is welfare of the people. If the welfare of every average Nigerian is met, and there's no impediment by anyone whatsoever wanting to say, oh, we have something to use in grandstanding, and we all can equally, in this nation, we are not quick to even identify our tormentors. Sometimes we perceive our tormentors under the guise of they are from the same clan with us, or either they are gaining some political legends that will benefit their cronies. People don't see reason for national interest, except we are deceiving ourselves. And what government, I propose to the government that there's a need to create a national ethnicity development commission. It's different from the economic development, the oil and gas commission that we have. This should be able to engage the people. It's as if the government is afraid to even engage a TV man and a Yoruba man together to meet. And
isn't this also because of our complexity?
No. It is there is no complex nature. It's about how you grow from 0 to 10. Yeah. We must be ready to take that move, and that's what the world is a global village. It's already a modernized world. Things need to move. We are still more archaic sorry to say, in the way we vision situation. We always look at ourselves that no, there's a demigod somewhere that will make you not be able to take this decision.
Yeah. Let me quickly refer to what Abimbola just mentioned now. Excuse me. Our complexity. If I write JAMB here now, and I'm from Southwest, and I scored 250, if you are writing that same JAMB and you score 120 in the North, you get admitted, I will not get admitted. And you are saying we are not complex. When it is time for employment, we use, what do we call it now?
Quota system.
Yes.
So in addition to that, so you can just, approach that question once and for all. In a situation where now we're even calling for the cuts in cost of governance, and then we're still proposing to create more commissions or more boards, aren't we adding more issues to the current problem?
Our problem starts with the kind of constitution we are running, and every Nigerian lawyer knows that problem, even from the NBA. And I've always admonished the NBA to look critically into that area, because until we have a people's constitutions, that guarantee equitable and fair play for all Nigerians anywhere they are equally, without us looking at all this Federal Character Commission. You don't see them in the US. These are divisive agencies that will always know that, for the fact that we identify that there is a division, and a commission is even created to even know that that division exists, and upon that same commission, it has not even solved the problem that you think you want to solve. So it is more or less like a merry-go-round situation. For me, we will continue to have all these issues of the quota system because of the inequality of the statehood that we have. If we had followed our regionalism as a governance structure, everybody will know that, yes, you is red to your tent. You know that you are Yoruba now. You know that you explore everything within your region. Even in the US, there are regions in the US. Everybody, they are blacks, they are white. Everybody knows their policy and they know how they move. The rule of engagement is set by the state. Not that here we just want to make you look at, if you are from this region of the north, we are born to rule. And whatever we say, everybody must shiver. No, it doesn't work like that any longer. I've many times reacted to other regions if they make such previous statement. They don't make statement in the interest of your race and make it more like you're you don't do such. I've many times cautioned various organizations. That's why we've not relented in the Yoruba Council worldwide to ensure that we promote the Omoluabi ethos from our own, because they say charity begins at home. If you don't start these corrections from your home front, you might not get it rightly. And that's why we are promoting this semblance of having the Omoluabi School Club, ensuring that people begin to learn it rightly. And once we learn the way we relate rightly, the way we have to do things rightly, it is more easier for the state to run well. But when everybody runs at various ends without having a straight line, it brings about confusion. And I will still want us to look at it, just as I already said. The ongoing constitutional review should not see the fact that this one military constitution can sustain us. We need a kind of constitution that decentralizes the government. Okay. The government is too fused. That's why they reducing the expenses of government. You can never achieve one. You won't even achieve, because as the contractor is building a contract, is already loading with the PS, the PAMSEC. The director is already looking for his own share. You can't even submit a letter and expect you to go through just from the gate, and you expect you to get result. They put your letter if you are not dropping on it. That is corruption. If you don't hand all these things and you are not looking to hand the government, the overbloated expenditures of cost of governance, we can't achieve. So until we have a decentralized constitution, let us know that when we are in Lagos, let the governor of Lagos know that yes, the Lagos law, everybody knows the Lagos law. If you know that you are moving into the region, you know that yes, the regional law is binding within the region. You don't go to Sharia and when you are now crossing, you carry that same mentality into the West. No. Okay, so these are inequalities and issues that we really want to discuss about because of the consequences of reaction. But to me, until we harmonize, we have further conversations, and we seamlessly resolve this issue without making it a mole.
Okay, as much as what you're asking for earlier, you were going to talk about some of the things Mr. President is doing to find solution to some of the national security challenges that we're currently facing. But I'd like to look at it this way and say how important is leadership and political will in uniting the country behind a shared security vision, if indeed security is everybody's business.
Well, it's about interest. And that is one of the big major fear I'm having. When the scare of coup just came, we thought it was just like a fluke. And Mr. President, in fact, I don't even know how Mr. President kept all of us in the cooler as if something so drastic and deadly as somebody wanting to win the president as the Eagle Square, whatever the plan may have been. And we have seen names of generals that were released from North, and we saw that there's a whole lot of other things that are capable of dividing the nation. I must give kudos to Mr. President for calming the situation without allowing it to reflect. A dangerous leader would have used that opportunity to divide the country. He would have used the opportunity to enchant his political enemy and bring them to book. Because most of his political enemies are involved in some of all these atrocities. But the fear, what would have happened? Okay, let him go through a detailed intelligence of the security. That is what a leader needs to do. We all need to calmly know how to resolve issues. We don't need to be too emotional. People are just too emotional. Okay. You go on social media, just press one thing about Yoruba man. Somebody who don't even know you, will just tell you Yoruba, this one, we bought all your houses in Lagos, is a normal. I always tell their leader, come, caution your people. There's a limit this thing will survive you. You are not thinking, people react to sensitivity of whatever you tell them. So we need more orientation, and that's why what I was saying earlier, that we met with the MADG, I told him, let there be communication in our various language. Mr. President is doing his own. Yes, he has changed all the service chiefs, but it's not enough. It's about loyalty. It's about every individual's commitment. That teacher must play his own role. The lawyer must play their role. Judges must play their role. Mr. President cannot take responsibility of a local government chairman. That is the wrong ideology we have in this country. If anybody just needs in your neighborhood, it's Mr. President. So we don't need to have such mentality. And that's where our democracy needs to go through a lot of reorientation. We cannot solve it with one size fits all approach. All ends, I've already laid down all the critical insecurity that we have, but we must take those solutions from those points as well.
Okay, so in achieving this oneness and unity of their country, Nigeria, and of course promoting national security as well, let's take a look at the NYSC scheme. Has it achieved its aims and objectives at all in promoting unity, like somebody from the southwest being posted to the north to go and serve the country?
NYSC is like another, it was a military mentality. And just like NYC, you see land use act, you see a lot of military infested rules of engagement that doesn't even work in the modern days of ours. And to me, I've always advised the government, even we need to reduce the amount of years we spend in the university in our primary and education. Like I always want to see from another environment and a climate. And I see if you can go to US and spend 3 years to read law, why must you come to Nigeria, spend 7 years, 5 years in the tertiary institution, 1 year youth service, 1 year law school. So at the end of the day, you come out of this, so you still go for attachment to one other, you now spend over 30 years of your life not to be able to say this is what you have achieved. Community grow with age and time. We waste a number of our years on irrelevance. Our primary education should not be more than 3 years. Going for secondary should not be more than 3 years. Your tertiary institution should not be more than 3 years. But by the fact that you are well grounded, the society of innovation will now come in. How employable are you? How innovative are you? What are you? What is the society engaging you into? Is it into tech? Is it a lot of countries now are growing because their economy has been driven on tech area. They will train the Chinese boy from primary, we know that this cup he has already know how to manufacture it. So he doesn't get him surprised or her surprised because he's already used to development. So we believe that until we get to a certain age in our life, because we can attain development, that is black mentality. So we need to change that orientation and build a society that brings about peace.
Would that include the NYC as well?
No,
question.
No, the NYC, I've already told you, is a waste of time. It doesn't add up.
So should it be scrapped?
It doesn't even have, it has not even corrected the unity problem. Because you still send your words to Kano during the Buhari's election. Over 800 NYC died. Their parents, you think they are still happy about seeing people wearing NYC today? Anytime they see such uniform, it brings them to bad memories. So, except for the fact that for the fact that you just bring about you waking up and just sleeping, like you don't even have any good thing you can bring about because you don't get job out of you. So even if they attach you to the best of company, they will not retain you.
Because you have
they not only to their bed pets. A lot of our ladies, so we can't go deeply into some of all these anomalies. I will promise to President, the NYC can be turned into a training point of maybe you are going into artisanship, because if you do not have artisanship knowledge of, oh, I'm a lawyer, but can I still be a farmer? Can I still be a hairdresser? Can I still be a plumber? Can I still be a mechanic? That 1 year, it doesn't take somebody going into mechanic to go and learn. It will take them 9 months to learn, and they are perfect already.
Okay.
Those are the things that NYC should have been converted to.
Right.
It should be converted to training entrepreneurship alone, not even posting them. Let them do it in their school. Let them serve in their school. Let them do it as their last. It should be the last stage of their learning. It should be a curriculum on its own in the university, and they don't need to be posted. Because you spending 4 years in a school whereby you were supposed to spend 4 and you spend 10 years, you are now being posted to an area that you are now looking for redeployment. You know how much they pay for redeployment? That's another corruption. Parents are afraid. I'm sorry. You ask the question. Parents are afraid to even cross boundary of Lagos to Ogun State, not even go as far as the east. Not even go there. So these are issues. We need to build an harmonious structure. And the restructuring to me, I think is really down. But to me, I will still advocate for restructuring.
Okay. We'll have to leave this conversation here this morning. Thank you so much, Are Oladoto Hassan, lawyer and president, Yoruba Council Worldwide, for finding time to be with us on the program today. But on the program today, we've learned that national security thrives when unity comes before sectional interest, and it is the responsibility of you and I to ensure that we build a safer and more secure nation. Like Joshua will say, when you see something, you say something, and you do something. So when you see something until what's happening around you, please say something. You can actually speak out anonymously. Thank you for watching this side of the table this morning. We'll take a quick break. The conversation returns shortly.
The views expressed on this program do not represent that of the producer, management of Lagos Television, or the Lagos State Government. They remain the perspectives of those expressing them. Thank you for staying with Lagos Television.